Jalen Kirby was talking about just how young the inside linebacker room seems. Just how would you assess the state of that room this spring, especially with Smile not being able to be out there with you guys?
Right. Spring ball is all about opportunity and learning. So with the young group we have, we're just learning every day, learning to adjust to each other, learning just about each other. Then for the young guys, helping those guys out just to know and learn defense. So the spring ball is all about learning, and just for the young room, it's a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, Kirby was also talking about the fact that you didn't get a spring to really get to learn the inside linebacker position. How has it been like to really get to take this spring and start developing your skills at that position rather than, only having the edge work that you've kind of done in previous years?
Right. I enjoy it. Having this spring. My first spring was in my freshman year, and last year being out for my labrum surgery. But this spring, I'm enjoying myself. And taking it nice and easy. Having that good balance of football. In regular life, it's just a great opportunity for me to, perfect my craft, and get better every day.
Yeah, Jalon, Coach talked about, you being the son of a football coach. I'm curious, what benefits does it provide having been, the son of a guy who spent his life giving back to this game?
Right, I felt like my dad did a great thing by showing me what college football is all about, with the coaching staff, spending and dedicating their lives to us, they care about us to the next level. They're an extension of our family. I appreciate him for saying that. For me being a coach's kid, it wasn't easy, but I knew my dad, always had a great outlook on his players and wanted to raise them the way he wanted to raise me. So looking up to his players and growing in their footsteps, is just a great thing for me to, experience.
Yeah, your development a little different given you can play outside linebacker, you can do a bunch of different things, but you and the coaching staff see you as an inside linebacker. How did Kirby and Glenn Schumann and whoever else sort of help build that idea of trust in your development that this is the best position for you?
Right, me being athletic enough to play the inside backer position but have the outside backer frame, is rare. And many people have done it in the past, and I've seen them do it in the past, especially here. So me entrusting them and there for them to build my skill set, to build me as a player, I put my full trust in them.
Jalon, when you talked to Coach Smart a few minutes ago, you talked about this spring watching for you to grow as an all-around player. Just what does that sort of look like? What are the things you're focused on this spring getting better at?
Right, just finding that inside backer dynamic, finding that role for me, getting in the groove of things, having the balance of playing outside and inside at the same time. It's just something that I've been working on all spring, especially pushing that inside backer role as well, just growing off that tremendously of keying on my skills, learning the ins and outs of the defense as well still.
Yeah, the freshmen that you guys have brought in, Chris Cole, Justin Williams, Chris Jones, what have you seen out of them so far and what they potentially bring to this team?
Right, great young players that came in. These guys are a hard-working group, and they fit very well for the inside backer room, and can't wait to watch them grow throughout the spring.
Kirby, I said you guys are studying Nike and using the theme or slogan, I guess, assume nothing. What have you taken away from that?
Assuming things, doesn't, create the best outcomes for everybody. For us studying Nike, we're focusing on their longevity of being a great company. And, here at the University of Georgia, we're focused on our longevity of being a successful football program. So watching them and learning what they did and watching what they did over the years, is just a model that we can follow. This is a great model that we can follow because, half the world wears Nike. And you might not know, but you have Nike in your closet every single day. So having that longevity of keeping a successful program is the same thing we want to have for our outcome.
In addition to those freshman guys, Troy Bowles, Coach Smart said, has been having a great spring. What have you seen from him, especially the fact that he gets to practice in spring for the first time of his Georgia career?
Right, Troy is a great athlete, great player. He's learning. He's getting better each day, and I see it. Coach Smart gave you a great example. Yes, Troy is learning, and Troy is having a great spring so far. Can't wait to watch him grow.
Hey, Jalon, what does a day of like practice or even like film study happen for you in terms of like your split? Like I spend this much time during practice or during film working and studying edge, or I spent this much time in practice, working or studying inside linebacker.
Right, I go to the inside backer room and watch film, but for myself of learning everything, I pay attention to all positions. So that jack, that end, the money, and the back. I take notes on all 4 positions, just keeping my brain as sharp as I can, because you never know when I need to hop in that situation and play that call for any role. So.
Yeah, I know he plays a different position, but what are you seeing out of Damon Wilson as he continues to progress and make his way through this program?
Right, Damon is growing as a leader and as a successful young man. He brings a lot of energy. He brings a great part to the outside back room, great athlete. I just can't wait to watch him grow throughout the spring still.
Yeah, Kirby said C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson were 2 guys that were thrown into the fire last year, might have more playing time than your typical second-year players. What are the differences between them this spring compared to where they were at this point last year?
Right, they're established in this program. They know the ropes of everything that's going on. They're not the young guys anymore. They're leading by example for the young guys in our room, and they're leading the inside back room as well. Just keeping everybody on top, tip-top shape. Knowing what they need to do and still learning to this day. Getting better as players.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you've had a chance to go up against Etienne in any drill work. What kind of juice does he bring in terms of the quickness? And then 2, what does this first scrimmage of spring football look like at Georgia?
Right, Etienne is a great player. He brings that electric twitch. He's a very explosive and fast running back. Just a great person overall. He's a great addition to our locker room. Brings great energy and brings great joy. But going off for our first scrimmage, I feel like it's just a scrimmage for University of Georgia. Best team on best team. Us guys working and getting better, to prepare ourselves for the season.
2 questions. First one, you go back and forth between 2 coaches, who's in Uribe. Glenn Schumann, can you talk about their coaching styles, what you learned from each one, how do they comport themselves? And the second one, who has better football, North Carolina or Georgia? High school.
I'm gonna answer your second question first. Might be biased, but North Carolina football is pretty hectic. You might not see it because of the big time programs in Georgia, but North Carolina football is good football. To me, I played it, and I played against some pretty well-rounded athletes as well. But going on your first question, Coach Schumann, great inside backer coach. He's a very attention to detail guy. Glad to call him my defensive coordinator and one of my position coaches. He's a very smart individual. He's always scheming something up for benefit for not only me but for the team. And also for Coach Uribe, Coach Uribe is new to the face, a new face to the program over 2 years now. But he's a great coach to me. He's very sentimental how he coaches. He's very heartfelt and loves to be here. I love for him. Love that he coaches me as well. Hard, and also coaches the outside backer room to the standard.
I hope I don't word this clumsily, but what's your confidence level that your versatility isn't like a curse? That he can guard, or option here, and move around here, and that you do become the player that you think you're capable of?
I wouldn't call it a curse. I would call it a blessing, to be able to do what I can do. Not many players, have that opportunity to do so, so I don't take it lightly. I appreciate it because, having versatility, creates more opportunities for me to be on the field, creates more opportunities for other people to be on the field as well, because if there's someone else in this certain package that can do this, I can go to the other position and do the same, to do my position as well. So just creating opportunities and creating, a vision within any skill set, any packages, is great for me. So.
Jalon, we'll get a chance to talk to Chazz in a little bit. Just what have you seen from him this spring, both on the field and as one of those older guys in the outside linebacker room, the leadership he's provided?
Right, I got to know Chazz for the last couple years. He's a great individual. He's a great person to call my brother, great person to call my friend and teammate. He's leading the outside backer room as it should. He was left with kept from the hands of Nolan Smith and Robert Beal, and they passed that down to him. And he's holding that standard to to his ability. You know, he's doing a great job leading the room, doing a great job keeping the young guys accountable, holding anybody accountable for this team. You know, he's a leader and the face of our team, and you know, I'm glad to call him one of my brothers.
Got time for one more question?
Yeah, Jalon, it feels like you and other guys like Mike Howell and even the young guy in JJA have been, you know, working with multiple coaches on the defensive side of the ball. You know, you talked about how great those two coaches you've been working with, but how beneficial have you seen it for your development, getting to work with not just one coach on the staff, but multiple and specific positional drills?
Right, you know, it creates stock for me. You know, it creates stock for me being able to work as an inside backer and then also still get my outside backer reps and outside backer drill work. You know, it's just, like I said again, it creates stock and, you know, creates more value to my my game. You know, it's a great opportunity for me to get better throughout this spring, so I'm going to utilize it to the best of my ability.
Thank you, Jalon.
Thanks, Jalon.